Hi friends. Rotary in Mumbai, called as District 3141, is one of the premier Rotary districts around the world. And Rotary Year 2021 is a vision year with District Governor Sunil Mehra at the helm of affairs. In this year, many new initiatives have been introduced to create a difference to the society and make Rotary seen. In this year, we started a novel concept called the WizBiz Talks, an initiative to support Rotarians to support Rotary. Friends, the WizBiz Talk Show is a hot from oven initiative to create more bonding and proximity amongst Rotarians on personal, Rotary, and professional fronts. In these interviews, we speak to visionary Rotarians who, by virtue of their selfless work towards the community, have reached important decisive positions, and their actions today will help Rotary to serve more and make a difference. I'm your host, Dr. Manish Motwani, a weight loss surgeon, that's a bariatric surgeon, and also the Chief Coordinator for Rotary District 3141 in the year 2021. Friends, the guest on the WizBiz Talks today is a person who took Rotary District 3141 to fame. The person who, through his charisma and attitude, made Rotary 3141's name written in golden letters at Evanston. Yes, friends, he's one and only the man with a golden touch, man with a golden heart, Rotarian, past District Governor Vijay Jalan from the prestigious Rotary Club of Bombay North. PDG Vijay is a Rotarian with more than 35 years of Rotary experience. Joined Rotary as the youngest member of his club, but had started assuming leadership roles even before that too. He was the General Secretary of his college students' union. He became the youngest president of Bombay Management Association and rose to become the Western Regional Chairman of All India Manufacturing Association. Vijay is also the promoter director of Indo-Belgium Luxembourg Chamber of Commerce and Industry. Vijay completed his post-graduation in management, ventured into business of ready-made garments export. Soon switched to freight and forwarding, shipping, transport and warehousing. With his dedication, commitment and managerial acumen over the last 35 years, he has been the architect of Mumbai's most respected and trusted logistic company, that is Intercargo, and an ardent supporter of Rotary Foundation. He's a major donor level 2, and all his family members are Polaris Fellows. He also has an endowment in the name of his late brother. With his charismatic leadership, far-sighted vision, humble attitude, human approach, and zest for excellence, Vijay propelled Rotary 3141 in 2011-12 to the #1 district in the world in terms of foundation giving, where he collected more than $3.5 million to the Rotary Foundation, and he rose as #1 in membership too. In view of making 8 Arch Clump Society members in a single year, India Day was celebrated in US to appreciate the efforts of District 3141. Friends, let me just tell you what is an Arch Clump Society member. An Arch Clump Society member is a member who contributes in the excess of $250,000 or more to the Rotary Foundation. And making 8 Arch Clump Society members was not a small deal. Friends, in fact, I'll tell you, he was one of the inspirations. In the year 2018-19, when DG Shashi Sharma was at the helm of affairs, we made around 12 Arch Clump Society members. And I was the chief coordinator for Arch Clump Society that time. But he was the one who made us believe, yes, this is possible. And friends, that is this person who not just leads from front, he makes others believe that yes, you can also do something. Vijayji was also the Rotary coordinator for zones 4 and 6A, predominantly concerned with membership initiatives in 23 districts, including Nepal. Vijayji is actively supported in his pursuits, endeavors, and Rotary activities by his better half, Kiran, who is the president of Archana Trust Suburban, an effective women's NGO. Kiran is an epitome of love and understanding and has always been a strong pillar of strength and support to Vijay. With this short introduction, I have the pleasure to present before all of you a man of substance, man of integrity, man of ethics, a person who has won the hearts of many through his passionate talks and who wishes to see a better world and a better tomorrow for all. Past District Governor Vijay Jalan.
Thank you.
Vijay, namaste and welcome to this talk show, the WizBiz Talks.
Thank you very much for inviting me to spare my thoughts.
Absolutely my pleasure, Vijayji. And Vijayji, I would just like to tell you that with your consent, we are recording the video. This video is going to go to every Rotarian, every Rotary Club, every non-Rotarian. you have an added responsibility. Of course, it's a small responsibility on you. You know, when we are in Rotary together, we know that there are certain Rotarians who are working their heart out. There are certain Rotarians who give their expertise. There are certain who give their time. But there are so many who are fence sitters, who are not able to make up their mind whether I should work or I shouldn't. I should plunge actively or I shouldn't. I'm sure this interview of yours will motivate them to come into active Rotary life to ensure that many more people are benefited. There would be also many non-Rotarians who will be viewing this show, and I'm sure they will get motivated by this talk and try to associate with Rotary for various activities, or even like to become members of Rotary. So this entire responsibility is now going to be shouldered by you in the next half an hour, because you are the one who's going to drive them to Rotary and towards Rotary. So, Vijayji, if I have your consent, can I start with the questions?
Sure, go ahead. Thank you very much.
Vijayji, I have been working with you since a long time. Even before the year you took up as a governor in 11-12, I've known you. And we know you and your entire family and Kiranji so well. She's such a lovely lady, so passionate about things. You know, she was also one of the main reasons, though I agree to your leadership qualities and you are the one who took 11-12 ahead. But I'm sure you wouldn't disagree that she was the one who kept the entire flock together. It was Kiranji, because of which your entire core team, which is a center of envy to so many core teams, was held together. It was because of Kiranji.
I agree with you.
So we know that she was the person who was one of your main important pillars. You had Harjit ji, you had Raman, you had so many others. But I feel Kiranji was one of your strongest pillars. So why not you tell us something more about you yourself in person? What is your thought process? What are your ideas? And something more about your family too.
Okay. I'll start with, what Rotary really gives you as an opportunity. And I do believe that if you come with a service bent in your mind, nothing can stop you from working well in Rotary. And the underlying principle that I followed as a leader in the year 11-12 and subsequent leadership positions that I held, that you are a presiding officer for that particular year. And there is absolutely no difference between you as an officer or a presiding officer, maybe president, maybe a district governor, or maybe even RRFC. All that you have to remember that there is no difference between the other guy in front of you, and we are all equals as far as Rotary is concerned. So that's principle number one, in which I truly believe, and I still continue to believe in that. When I walk the talk, that means I need to keep telling the people that are with us to say, how do we take things forward? So we always lead with examples. And I want to share with you one very, very important point that happened is when we were looking at the foundation collection in the year 11-12, the Avenue Chair then was Shivraj from now in 3142, District 3142. Shivraj, BM Shivraj and me worked as a team. But every time we decided to do something, it was to lead with an example. For example, the first time we wanted to become a Paul Harris Fellow, we said, okay, we are all Paul Harris Fellows. Then we said, okay, do I need to become a major donor? So Shivraj and me would put the money on the table and say, okay, here is $10,000, we are both major donors. And then came a situation where we realized that we need to sell endowment. So we decided that we will have an endowment of 25,000 each. So I put up an endowment in my family trust, and he put in an endowment that time for his. This is over the spread over the year, not in the beginning at all. Beginning was only major donors. Then came the reason why we should not promote foundation as a matter of pride for us. Then when I went around the clubs, I realized that foundation was not understood by most people. What foundation did, what is the kind of rating that it enjoys, what is the kind of spending that it does in the amount that they collect. All these were new things. Every past officer generally spoke and asked members to contribute to the foundation because we are doing good to the world. That's all. But what was the statistics involved in terms of spending, in terms of collection, and what is the clarity in terms of mind of people that here is a scenario where this is the only NGO which spends about that time 97%. Now it's a little less because we have administrative costs a little bit added. So all that explanation helped a lot in our major collection when we did that collection. And there was nothing that we set out to do in terms of, whether it was polio, whether it was APF, or whether it was something else. We decided that we will ask money depending on the man's or the giver's way of looking at things. So when I looked at polio, that was very, very important. So I still remember that I carried a very colorful booklet on polio, and which was designed under my supervision. And that booklet helped me get money even from the likes of Jhunjhunwala, the big bull from the stock market. Of course, all of us know him. He was so impressed. He said, I didn't even know that Rotary's contribution to polio was so much. And he says, I thought it was all being done by BMC. But that little booklet, which was a pictorial booklet with some small basic statistics on what Rotary does as far as and what we started, how we started, and how we concluded to make sure that we reach this level where we reach. And that was an impact that created in his mind. And he said, okay, I will give you that $250,000. We'll spread it over the two financial years, but within your year. So the first installment, he gave me a check right away there when I spoke to him. And the second one came in the month of April. And he says, come on the 4th or 5th of April and collect your balance. So you will still meet your requirement of the Rotary year of that year. So this is just a brief example. And the similar scenarios happened with several other meetings that I did. What really was very impressive as far as I was concerned was when I went to the Bombay Club, Rotary Club of Bombay, and I was told that very few people attend the OCV of Bombay Club. So I said, okay, I'm mentally prepared. But when I reached the venue, there was not a single chair available. It was empty chair available that morning or that afternoon on Tuesday. The point I'm coming to is I do speak on foundation. I told every OCV I did speak on foundation. And when I explained foundation in the simplistic terminology and everything that I needed to speak, a very senior past president came running up to me and he says, Mr. Jalan, this is the first time I've heard somebody speak so nicely about foundation. And foundation is explained in a very simple terms. And here is $25,000 for an endowment which I want to make in the name of my mother. So that was a very, very heartening feeling for me that a senior man like him, Haribhakti, I can name the person, is Shailesh Haribhakti. And that is the level on which people were not able to understand. So we made foundation a little more simpler in terms of explanation. Coming to my personal equation with members, I do believe one, as you said, how did I get active? I said, if one has to enjoy Rotary, now this is for every Rotarian who is part of Rotary. If you really want to enjoy Rotary, then get involved. That's the only way. You cannot be a backbencher or just sitting there and enjoying the speakers and come and go. If you really want to enjoy Rotary, then get active. And my active Rotary work started in the 7th day of my joining Rotary because the chairman of youth committee decided to corner me at my installation. I said, let's meet over a cup of coffee. And then he trained me on the youth services, which was one of our avenues of service then. And I realized that this gentleman wanted to leave the country he was migrating to US and he ensured that he has somebody to fill in his place. And I became the youth committee chairman in a very, very short time in my club. Now to reach that level itself in those days, I'm talking about early 80s, was very, very difficult. Point I'm trying to say is once I got involved, I never looked back. And I was asked to join the district even before I became the secretary also of the club by Dr. Venkat Garwal. And he invited me to be the Rotaract district chairman. And that time the district was quite compact and we did have only one chairman for the whole district. And then you picked up your members of the committee and we worked towards that. Then came subsequent appointments without even asking, without even prompting anybody. It all happened one after the other. And I continued the service to the district in my own way till such time that I became the governor, of course, and subsequently in different assignments. So the involvement of each one of us is very, very important. To my mind, that is number one. And you wanted me to talk about Kiran. Yes, Kiran has been a strength of pillar of strength for me. And she has been very, very actively involved in whatever that particular year, especially when I was a governor, for two reasons. Because I do believe that the Rotary is a family. Unless you have the family bonding, you cannot be a good leader. And Rotary does not survive. Rotary was born out of fellowship, if you remember. If you go back to the Paul Harris day, Paul Harris really was a very lonely man in the city of Chicago. And he found three, four people to meet him every day. And then the whole concept of Rotary came in. So the basis on which Rotary really works is fellowship amongst bondings within the people. So I realized that Kiran has to be with me whenever it came to the first ladies of the club, or whether it was the core team and everybody. She has to be the motivating part for the women in Rotary, and that worked very well. Once you have the women involved, your core team women involved, you have your president's ladies involved, which we all do over the years. Of course, everybody does that, and we have realized that Rotary, it becomes the movement. Like, it's a very strong bonding, and that movement really picks up. So that is on principle on which we really work right from the pre-patch day till the fag end of the year. We continue doing that. And what else? I can keep on talking, but
I
you
know,
need
I
to
know,
ask
I
me.
know. And when you speak, it's just like music. I also didn't feel like interrupting you anywhere because it was just like music coming to my ears. Vijayji, you have been what Rotary says that the responsibility of the leader is to create more leaders. The responsibility of a leader is to ensure that there is continuity. And you have again led with an example over here. Two of your proteges, two of your closest friends, and two of the people whom everyone feel are one of the most distinguished Rotarians that we would have ever seen. Harjeet Singh Talwar and Mohan Chandavarkar, the two names whom anyone can vouch for ethics, for integrity. Both these people were offered to become a governor on a platter. Both of them refused because they thought that was not the right time. And then both of them took up the governorship together in 1920. Both of them named this as smart years, and both of them have created records of all sorts. Now, when I speak to Harjeet ji and I speak to Dr. Mohan, they say they have learned a lot from you. The way you carried yourself, the way you kept the team together, the way you enjoyed the confidence of all the members of your core team. Till date, I have been a member of part of three core teams till now. But the way people speak about Vijay Jalan's core team, it is still known to everyone. You all are so well bonded team. Though that was in 3140, now it is 3141 and 42. But PTG Vijay Jalan's core team is still like this. So what is the formula of success? You did tell us that you always
Well, there are two things.
felt that governor is a governor for 1 year, but I am as a Rotarian. But definitely something you would have instilled in them that they have then become governors and such successful governors.
Well, I think there are two things which are very, very important. One is that, as I said, all the women getting together is one reason why people bond. The other thing that I realize is that very little credit is given to people who do work. And I am a man who believes in giving credit to whoever has worked on a regular basis. It's not one time or two times, or it's not that fag end of the year that you give that nice certificate of appreciation and that's it. It was constant. And that is how I believe that work moves very fast. Even in business, I followed that. I was never a hands-on man. I was always a delegator. And I always delegated authority too. I didn't believe in keeping my authority to myself also. So as a DG, I can give you 2,500 examples on occasions where people want to come back to me and say, can we have your opinion on this? I said, no, you are as good as I am. So you need to go ahead and do it. And that is exactly what happened. And in incidents, I must share with you, I don't know whether it's officially good to do it, but I don't mind. We had this whole exercise on which we were trying to do the year-end awards. And we had designed a form for everybody to fill up in every club to give us, because to collate information at the fag end of the year is difficult. So there was a monthly reporting form which we had designed as a core team. And we said we will have all information from whether it's projects, whether it's money spent, given to foundation, what is the attendance, everything was in that form. And very simply designed, just tick mark, write two figures, and that's it. You could fill it up in the less than 5 minutes. And every club was given that form on a monthly basis to report for the month. We had 12 forms to be picked up. I mean, that was sent to us for club, 12 months, 12 forms, and that's it. We decided to sit down on one evening, maybe a couple of hours, and try to work on those forms. You'll be surprised when we finished, we said, okay, now we've got all the broad guidelines done. We know what is to be looked at in terms of the performance, and we will decide on those criteria and go ahead and do it. So they said, okay, we'll do the finishing touches and all that. A little bit of exercise was left. They said, okay, the core team decided to meet the next day on a Sunday. And they spent about a couple of hours. In the afternoon, they called me to say, sir, we are ready now. Can we send the figures to you and can you give you the names? I said, no. They were absolutely shocked. He said, sir, you don't even want to see it? I said, no. I said, you have followed the parameters that we sat down to and you have decided on that. I have enough confidence from all of you. I don't need to come back to me. So till that day, till today, they keep on giving me that as an example. He says, we have never found somebody like you who would have taken us into that much of confidence. But I also believe in one very, very important. Once you pick up a team, the team is important and the team is good. You know that the team is good because you pick them up. So they are jewels according to me. And once I picked them up, I don't need to think about them anymore anytime. And the rule book that we set for all of us at the beginning of the year is, I may err, you may err, anybody may err. And if people talk on that little mistake that you and I may have made, let's put it on the table on the next meeting. There is no backbiting. There is nothing to be spoken outside this table. And we will thrash it out. And I said, even if it means me, please come back and let's sort it out. So these were some ground rules on which we worked, and the whole year went very, very smoothly according to me. So one, delegate, trust your people and trust them absolutely. There is no 99%. We are all, I believe in one thing, integrity is not 99. Either it is 0 or it's 100%. Absolutely. And that is another principle on which I have worked in my life. I have never compromised on integrity, ever. And we followed that rule book very strongly. And I think that's the reason for the success.
Absolutely.
And two guys are already governors, and the third one is also on the row. He's Mayuresh Warke. Mayuresh Warke, who's already been nominated as the DGM. Yeah.
Lovely.
He's also part of the core team. Yeah.
I would also say, friends, that Vijayji has been a lucky charm to many other governors, though he has also been the guiding force, and he has imbibe certain principles, ethics in life. And when people work with him and they see how much he has shown the trust in him, it is always reciprocate. The other person also feels that if someone has trusted us so much, we have to perform and overperform and outperform his expectations. So all lovely ideas and thoughts. In fact, Vijayji, I take so many interviews, and you are around the 185th interview. Initially, we took up presidents and senior district officials, but this is the time when I thought that this was the right time that we start speaking to all past district governors, Ajkalam society members. And I'll tell you, frankly speaking, I'm the one who has benefited a lot. There is so much of learning in every person who speaks in front of me. I was with Girdharilal Modi the other day. I was with Raju the other day. I was with Bharatji the other day. The way they have been speaking, the way they have gone through their Rotary journey, I feel even if I followed 10% of the ideas what you all give, 10% of the thought process I change, I'm going to be a different man altogether, and I am doing it, sir. With due respect to you, with due respect to all the seniors and elders and various people who have come and spoken here, it is not just for the sake of speaking. I imbibe those points, and I feel over a period of time, I will be a different person altogether. So thank you so much, because this itself is a learning for me and a training for me going on. Vijayji, one more thing that you did so well during 11-12 was membership. And I know membership retention is also important. Membership growth is also important. Growth of members in one club is also important, and growth in the number of clubs is also important. I personally hold a feeling that though we have to grow our clubs out, for me, I feel personally that the most important thing is membership retention.
Yes.
If you can't keep your flock together, that means they are not so motivated, so inspired by what is going on. And then what is the use of getting new people if you can't retain the old ones? This is my way of thinking, though it is very important to form new clubs. For example, I'll tell you that during this year itself, I have already formed one new club. There is one more new club which is coming up in South Bombay, which I'm the new club advisor. But I feel the success lies if we can retain our old members. That is, we increase our credibility. This is my opinion, sir. I would like to know your thoughts on membership. What would you like to do for membership growth, membership retention, and any new innovative thing that you want to tell us for regarding membership? Because again, in membership, you are the number one in the entire Rotary world, so you have to give us some extra points.
What I would like to share, Manish, is we have always compromised on membership when we take a new member. And I say compromise not in terms of, his background or anything. What we have compromised is those 6 or 7 steps that have been laid down in the manual of procedure. It's a time-tested method on which Rotary works. And everything that is in an MOP, 99% has been done with a lot of research. That is in the book because of that. And we have, by and large, you look at it, I can talk to you for hours on membership. You'll find compromises happening at every club level. When we pick up a new member, whether the 7 steps or 6 steps are involved, no. 9 out of 10 times you'll find them, no, they did not. Did you give them enough Rotary information? Did you give them enough recognition? Then comes the way you were inducted into the Rotary Club. That ceremony has started coming down too. I went to a Rotary Club installation where a president was inducting 25 new members. How is it possible to physically do that? You may have the whole time for it on an installation to induct 25 people. You're literally asking in so and so is coming in and so is going out. So you are in and out kind of a scenario. Now, according to me, the ceremony of an induction or an installation or whenever you bring him into the club, that day is the most important day for that person because he's joining an international organization and is part of Rotary. You compromise there, you lost out a very, very big opportunity. Point number one. Point number two, how many of them have been given Rotary information properly? Third, we believed in mentoring of new members. So I went to all my club presidents. If you induct even 2, I am happy. But those 2 must not leave your club for at least several years from now. So the process that you need to follow is keep those 7 steps in mind, no compromise. Second is that you please ensure his induction ceremony is done very well. Third, of course, is get him a mentor. So there used to be a guy sitting next to the new member, a senior member, and who would mentor him for everything. Now, he's not going to go and ask questions to somebody else. When he wants to find answer, he needs to talk to the guy next to him. Say, who's this governor? What is a DG? What's an RRFC? What is an RC? He will not go back home to find that. There's no written book in his hand to find it. So the mentor is the job for him to be given that information. Point number one. Point number two, the mentor takes him around the club to be introduced to every member possible, even on the day of his induction. Now that also never happened. We have groups within our groups, and as soon as the fellowship time starts, there are 20 guys who assemble together who are old friends. This guy is left aside. 10 times even this happens. So the bonding does not happen. And that is where a new member feels left out and he leaves. Secondly, get him involved into the club activity. As I said in the earlier talk of mine, that involvement of the Rotarian is the most crucial part of retention. The moment he is given charge of something, I can assure you 9 out of 10 times nobody leave. Or I would say 99% nobody leave. Involvement in whatever you can get him involved in at the club level. And then if you see leadership qualities, keep building him up and bring him into the leadership position. That's the way I would look at it. And I think there is no issue at all in retention once we follow this.
Yes, we have been seeing that number of people have not been inducted and the way it should be, and they've not been given the type of respect even to the induction ceremony the way it should be. Yes,
Yes,
I agree, Vijayji, that that could be one of the reasons. And most important is everyone has their groups, and if they don't get the other people involved in working, then the person might lose interest, and sometimes they feel out of place, that they don't understand what everything is going on, and they don't have a mentor with them. They feel out of place and then say, नहीं नहीं मेरे को तो यहाँ पे कुछ समझ में नहीं आता है, so rather than I'm making a fool of myself, I should avoid going. Yes, what you said is right. So everyone doesn't know who's a DRFC, who's a ARRFC, who's a district coordinator, who's a district governor. There has to be a person who guides him or her on those small things,
absolutely.
so that he starts getting that my little Rotary knowledge, so he's able to open up in front of others when you all are in a group. So very true points. And one thing that we have to learn from your very example, that on your 7th day in Rotary, you were given the position of being the youth chairman, and that is the reason you were involved right on the 7th day with the responsibility. Now that gentleman, of friend of yours who left India and he went away, he absolutely trusted you on something. He empowered you with something, handed over certain responsibilities to you, knowing that you and he both are same, and he could trust you because the person is the right person to enter the club or no. That he has decided. That was decided when you were being inducted. Once you
Yes,
are in, then he considered that you are absolutely a right choice. He handed over to you, and he was there who entrusted everything to you. And this is what, Vijayji, you did when you were the governor, and you gave over the responsibilities to people. You delegated it well, and you trusted them, because on your 7th day when you joined Rotary, someone trusted you. On the 7th day of your Rotary life, someone trusted you. There is no reason why you should not trust anyone. These are such lovely telling points, Vijayji. This is something that people should hear, understand, imbibe, and follow. This is what would lead Rotary to a definitely newer Rotary in time to come. Vijayji, this is my second last question, not last question.
okay.
Tell me something. What would you like to see a Rotary of what would you like to see in a Rotary of tomorrow, Rotary in 2025 and Rotary in 2030? Any changes that you feel you want to bring into Rotary, or you feel what is going on is great, or you feel no, there should be something more? You have been involved all across the globe with Rotary. You have been sent as presidents, Rotary presidents, representative to places. You have been made in charge of so many big things. You've seen Rotary all over. Tell us, with your experience, do you want Rotary to have something more, something different, or you're okay with what is going
Well, I believe, Rotary needs to grow within the club level a lot. That's one. Rotary is in a district, very popular with, say, if you have a district of 6,000, I would say about 8 to 900, or maybe 15 to 20% of membership is really committed to what's happening in Rotary. Some of the clubs you may go and you may not be able to find out. If you ask a question, who's the governor of your district, he may not be aware, he or she. This is the scenario. But that's not important. Important part is, I think there are two angles to Rotary and getting everybody imbibed into Rotary. One is, of course, I said fellowship, which is the basics on which we must grow. And if we are all very well bonded, then there is no reason why we can't do better things as a group. So that group involvement comes in only because we are bonded together. That's one. Number two is, we have taken polio eradication at a level that has not been done by anybody else in any organization. So that is a proof for what we can deliver as a group, as the whole of Rotary worldwide. And we have the power, we have the money power, we have the volunteer power, we have everything that we need. If we sit aside a goal to achieve, we will achieve it. The next best thing that is happening within India, I can see, is literacy, for example, which was a pet theme set by our past RI President, Kalyan Banerjee, and taken the lead by the incoming President, Shekhar Mehta. And it has grown over the years in India because India needed this literacy power to come in. And we've decided that we will make sure that we will have literacy or illiteracy driven out from this country, maybe another 10 years maximum. And this is our target. Maybe we have delayed it a little bit. Maybe we are a little slow because India is huge and India has got different cultures. India has too much of population, too much of poverty, too much of dialects, too much of study levels, too different kinds of, too many kinds of syllabuses. So there are a lot of serious challenges, and that's why it's taken a little more time. But I think we're getting there very close. Whether it was happy schools, whether we want to become literate in every respect that we have decided, now I don't want to get into the details. But literacy is one thing that I would love to see change the face of India. And I think we're getting close to that. The second, any other calamity that we can look at handling. For example, I was in a dialogue, and you being a doctor would appreciate that very soon we will have the vaccine for maybe another couple of months for this COVID-19. And what we in India would face as a challenge is to ensure how this vaccine reaches to the poorest of the poor. And to my mind, if Rotary can pick it up, this is the best next thing that we should be able to do and take it to the level that we hope to reach to every human being in India. I don't know where we will fit in, but I think the dialogue needs to start today. We had Shekhar Mehta, we've already spoken to him on this line, and hopefully Rotary will participate in a big way because we have the experience of vaccination for polio. And once we took it up, those days people laughed when we took up the polio case, it'll never go. Today people are laughing, eradication of illiteracy cannot happen. A lot of people laugh at us, but that laughing is only for that momentary time. It works wonders when you take it as a cause for yourself. And I believe that the next challenge is the COVID-19, which we will definitely work in. And I'm sure Rotary is gearing up for that. And I would be more than happy to put our bit and, in terms of whatever we can to gather the number of volunteers to get this forward.
Absolutely, sir. And we have the network. We have Rotarian in every 200 feet or 500 feet or 1,000 feet. You will find that there is a Rotarian. Every small district has a Rotary club. India is well connected. We could do it for polio. We could do it for. We will be able to do it for COVID also. Yes, that will be the next big thing. And illiteracy eradication, that is promoting literacy, is definitely a big thing. But sir, I also am of the opinion that to have the country united together, having all of them together, there should be one more project which would bind together and which should come out from District 3141. And we will come up to you also because blessings, guidance, and experience of all elders and seniors is required when you're doing something big. And we will definitely come up to you with some suggestions which we have in our mind from me as a doctor's point of view also. Apart from COVID, apart from other things, we have something else in mind which I'll be definitely sharing with you. And with your guidance and expertise, I'm sure we'll be able to take India to the next level. We'll be able to get the entire country united over that project. And I feel this is also the need of that. So membership, foundation, you have been passionate about these and you spoke so much about it. You have been a very busy person and you have been managing all this with lovely time management, giving all your time. So one small thing that I wanted to know is, how do you manage your time? Don't you have any hobbies? Don't you have any likings? Do you get time for all these things? Because
yes,
very important.
Surely, I manage my time. As I said that during office days, it was office time was allocated a particular time, and one can I'll tell you one thing. Only when you become too busy, then you start delegating. Mostly. Most people do that very late in the day. Once they get too busy, only then they realize the value of delegation. I learned it long back. And I believe in doing that because it gives you two things. One is the satisfaction that you're cultivating people below you to work in a better atmosphere, because without a boss, the people perform better. As long as you have set the framework for it. Second is you are building leadership, whether it's in the office, whether it's in Rotary or wherever. All the same rules apply everywhere. We are an organization, office is an organization, all the rules apply the same way. So that is the second thing, the motivating your people below you to perform. And I believe that two things will work wonders as far as Rotary is concerned. And last, one more point that I forgot was the environment issue that Rotary needs to take up. And we in Rotary across the world take up anything that is across, which is required as a requirement for the world. We cannot take a issue at the Rotary international level if it is only for a particular country. That's not happening. It has to be involvement of the whole world together. So that's why when we took up polio, we had CDC to advise us and all that, all the major disease and everything. So similarly, any project at the Rotary international level happens only if there is some issue which is like COVID, for example. That is another issue which is across the world. So this could be the next best thing that we can handle. And environment for sure.
So something about
So
your
that's
hobby.
the way, as far as my time is concerned, I mentioned to you delegation, delegation, and delegation. And you can get wonders and nothing suffers. You don't have to be hands-on all the time. You don't have to go to the project to see that the project is happening well. There are enough people to look at the project besides you. So things move.
So the guys, the success of also a leader is to trust others, choose right people,
Yes.
entrust them with responsibilities, delegate them well, don't derelict, delegate the responsibilities, and show trust in them. And if you show trust in them, they perform well. So that is the reason he also could find good time for himself. And he has always been a person who's very jovial. He's always been seen at fellowship meets also, though he's performing so well. So it's a mixture of all these things which is required. Otherwise, all work and no joy makes all work and no play makes Jack a dull boy. So,
Sure.
Vijayji, it was lovely. It was absolutely a lovely time spent with you. First of all, thank you so much for the privilege given to have this interview. It has been a lovely experience with you on the WizBiz Talks. As I told you, we take the liberty of posting these videos on Rotary Club pages, social media pages of 3141. Your interview is also going to be viewed by Rotarians and non-Rotarians alike. And I'm sure you have accomplished all what I had expected and others had expected from you. That now, the way you have spoken today, Vijayji, I'm sure there would be many fence sitters who will come into active role in Rotary, because you also told them one thing: backbenchers cannot be retained. You have to be involved, and if you get involved, you will become a true Rotarian from a member. And those were those golden words which will be taken very seriously by people. Your words will also inspire many non-Rotarians to join with Rotary for service projects or even become part of this wonderful organization. Vijayji, one more strong request to you is, you have got some extraordinary good connects in the industry and your connects with HNIs. We would sincerely request you to be a part of Vision 2020 year, assist Rotary and assist the Vision year in getting foundations funds replenished, so that the best part of foundation, which is to ensure that good work never stops, actually never stops. And that will only happen when people like you join hands and support us and be with us to ensure that Rotary grows, Rotary Foundation grows, and the people's sufferings decrease. Thank
You
you
have
so
my
much,
word for it.
Vijayji. Thank you so much. In this interview, it was absolute pleasure. Last word would be from your end, Vijay.
Well, I enjoyed being with you and sharing whatever little thoughts that I had in my mind. I am passionate about Rotary. I'm passionate about growth in Rotary. I'm passionate about foundation. So I will do whatever I can whenever any help is sought. I will surely come forward and deliver whenever and wherever.
Thank
So
you
it'll
so
be a
much. Your
pleasure and
support
thank you once
and
again.
your blessings would always take us further. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you for the kind words. Thanks.